Hello, everybody. I'm Mark Sandelman, and with me are Renee Thorson from Alliance Bank and Chief David Borkert from the New Ulm Police Department. And we want to talk to you briefly about Let's Talk Fraud, a workshop coming up on May 28th. That's a Wednesday at St. Paul Lutheran. It's open to everybody in the community. It'll start at 10 a.m., we'll wrap up at 11:30, and then there will be a lunch provided. But what is Let's Talk Fraud? What is that workshop about? Renee, I'm going to turn to you first. You're at Alliance Bank, but you have told me that this is a big issue and that all the banks are talking about it and wrestling with it and trying to tackle it and protect their account holders. Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. So fraud is an ongoing issue. We see it daily affecting local communities. It's nationwide. It's the whole world. So our banks, our local banks here in New Ulm have come together to form a fraud group to share what we're hearing with each other. Even though we're in competition with each other, this is something we are coming together on to work together to provide education to our community to protect the members in our community and ultimately our clients.
I thought the way you put it in one of our conversations, we're competitors, but
Yes.
we're united on this issue.
Absolutely. It's something we have to work together on.
And I think from our conversations too, that you shared, you guys can kind of help each other and kind of keep an eye on, hey, this is coming up at our bank. Are you guys seeing this
Yes.
at your bank?
Yep, correct. We can share that information, not sharing client information, but certainly other situations we're seeing, kind of say, hey, are you seeing this too? So we all know what everybody is seeing and what is going on.
And we've also talked about, this is not fraud that the banks are negligent on or had lapses in security. It's the sophisticated call centers in other countries that are hoodwinking or lying, or how do I want to word it, Renee? People are getting scammed.
Yes.
Too good to be true. That's what I was looking
They're
for.
very smart, and they're not going to stop.
Right.
So, yeah. Yep.
But if an account holder says, send my money here, you really have no choice.
Correct.
Kind of.
We can't tell a person what to do or not do with their money, but based on situations we've seen, we can, usually red flag fraud right away.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Very good. Chief, it's a big issue, isn't it?
It is.
What are you seeing out there?
Well, we see calls regarding scams and fraud coming in daily, weekly, monthly basis. It seems like once upon a time, years ago, you would just see it run a cycle, but now it's just continual. There's no let up. Most of the situations are happening from overseas actors, which makes it very difficult from a prosecuting standpoint. So in law enforcement, there's two areas that really we try to focus on: prevention and recovery. Recovery is very difficult. It's complex because, again, we're dealing with overseas actors. What we found is prevention is probably the best method, and this is a great opportunity to work with our community and try to work on preventive measures. Because literally, in our small community, we're seeing hundreds of thousands of dollars of scams that are happening on a monthly basis.
One of the common ones 10 years ago was, Grandma, Grandpa, I'm in jail. I didn't do anything wrong, but the jail needs some bail money or I'm stuck here. Is that still around?
It's still around. It's one of several, but that's a very common one. In situations like that, and that's something to bring up to the community's awareness, that literally we have overseas actors that are following our obituaries. So they literally know connections with the families, relatives, and they make those connections, literally reach out to the individuals, and then they try to pose like one of their loved ones are in a position of distress. And then they basically rely on those emotions to try to scam the individuals out of money. Unfortunately, at times it's successful. So again, prevention's key. And again, one of many, many different types of scams.
I think Alliance Bank has a brochure on 13 or 19 different ways that scams are pulled off?
Yep, we have a brochure listing all the various types of common scams we see. Again, like Chief said there, just to raise education on what is out there so that you know what to look for and maybe prevent yourself from being victim of fraud.
So again, Wednesday, May 28th, St. Paul Lutheran, 10 a.m. start time. We'll go to about 11:30. We're going to have a lot of time for question and answer. So the first half of the workshop will be the banks in the community talking about the things that they're seeing. And then the second half of the workshop will be probably Detective Molinoff
Correct.
from the New Ulm PD, Brown County Sheriff, Brown County Human Services, and they'll talk about the things that they're seeing and how they can help you, like you said, with maybe not recovery, but how do we get some resolution here and get some closure for people?
Yes, preventive measures.
Yep, preventive measures. So May 28th, 10 a.m., St. Paul Lutheran, and then a free lunch to follow. Thank you. I'm Mark Sandelman. Thank you for listening.